Happy Wednesday, everybody. I think somebody forgot last week.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you, he's in a little bit of a little crappy mood this morning. I might have to kick his rear like I do hot tots on a regular basis. I think you got a little bit of your dad in you this morning, mister.
Not crabby mood, just a little juiced up, little charged up. My piss is hot. So
That's good. So yeah, consistency is the key, and I wasn't here last week, was I?
Yeah, you were off gallivanting out west, hanging out with Californians.
Hanging out in California. I had the greatest conference ever. I was at the Keller Williams family reunion in Anaheim. Absolutely, by far, the best. In fact, I think I told you, Boomer, and I want everybody here to know, if you guys have never heard of Ed Milet, he has a podcast. He has a book called, I think it's One More Day. He is by far the best speaker I've ever seen. There wasn't a dry eye in the house. He's so real. His story is unbelievable. And the way he motivates people, it's just everyday motivation, but I think we all need that in our life.
Absolutely.
So,
you mentioned you saw him with Tim Tebow this morning or something?
I listened to his podcast, and he was with Tim Tebow this morning, which of course, go Gators. You're a Tim Tebow fan.
My man crush.
Your man crush. Yeah. So what have you been doing, mister?
Working my butt off.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, I see that as you're emailing me at midnight and 2, and you need to sleep.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about that when we're not on camera.
Yes.
Right, Gail?
Yes.
We had that discussion.
Because I receive emails at midnight, 1.
2.
Yeah.
Back and forth. Yes. So let's get down to business.
Okay.
One thing I was talking to Boomer about is maybe having a live coffee with Mother sometime.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work on that.
Yeah, that way we can have some live interaction, and maybe it's just not me versus 2.
Oh, 2. You think so? Yeah.
Could have some support there.
Yeah, and maybe we could buy some people some coffee.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Have a little fun.
Yep, we'll do that. We do have a question from one of our nice clients. It's from my friend Mary. And she says, my daughter talked to you about starting the buying process, and you told her the first step was to get pre-qualified. But all she wants to do is look at houses and see what she likes. So, yeah. So let me talk about that, and then we'll talk about your part of that.
Sure.
So from my perspective, yes, you have to be pre-qualified, because first off, it's disrespectful to the sellers out there in the market if we're just traipsing people through their house, right? That we have no clue if they can buy it.
Yep.
Our time is valuable too. You know,
Absolutely.
when we take people out to show houses, we're taking time away from our families or whatever it may be.
Yep.
And we want to make sure that you actually can buy a house. And especially in this market, as fast as it's moving, if you're not ready to go when you find that house that you like, we're out of luck.
You can be out of luck. Yeah.
You can be out of luck, because if you don't have that pre-qual letter, if I don't have that pre-qual letter when I write an offer for you, it's going nowhere fast.
Yep.
I won't even write an offer without a pre-qual letter. So for me to be able to do my job best for a buyer, I need to know from you, what are they pre-qualified for, and especially what program, because some houses don't allow FHA, some are cash only, whatever. So there's so much that goes into that pre-qualification that helps me really help my buyers make good decisions and know what to set the search criteria for.
Yep.
So from your perspective, I send you that person for pre-qual. What's that look like for them?
Yep. So we want to have that initial consultation, if that's what you want to call it, where we're trying to find out what their plans are. Do they have a house to sell? Are they renting? Do they have a stable job? Are they bouncing from job to job? What's their credit look like? We're trying to get the full financial picture, collect all the income docs. That is typically the biggest holdup on the banker's side of things that the agents don't necessarily see. They see that, hey, we've made contact and we've got the application going, but if there's no follow through with the client, I feel like your job and my job is to steer them on a road towards their destination. The client, to me, is the one who decides whether they're going to put their foot on the accelerator or the brake. When they push back on, well, why do you need that? Why do you need this? We're not asking for things that we don't need.
Right.
We
So some of those things might be what?
So pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns if you've got some self-employed type of things.
So you can verify
You
that
can
the
verify.
income that they're telling you, oh, I make
Yes.
$100,000 a
Yeah.
year, but
Yeah.
I really don't.
No more does the mortgage industry do liar loans
Thank God.
or ninja loans, no job, no income. Okay? That's a thing of the past. We have to verify. And for me to put my name on a piece of paper that says this client can go write an offer that you put your name on,
Right?
that they put their name on, that I put my name on. I want to know darn well that they have the info given to us. We feel confident in it, and you can therefore go write an offer where you're going to put your relationship on the line with the listing agent.
Correct. Yep.
Okay? We've talked about that. The value that the agent has with the other agent is invaluable.
Absolutely. Yep.
And it can
the
get
reputation.
the
yes.
reputation. So we want to make sure that the people we're working on together can do what we say they can do
Okay.
to protect your time, to protect your reputation. We don't want the buyers to get a bad reputation either. If a listing agent sees that it's from a certain name and like, well, they weren't able to go through on this transaction a few years ago.
right.
We don't want them to get a bad reputation either.
Yep.
So it's about being respectful to all parties involved. Sellers don't want to get all excited only to not be able to close because the buyers.
Correct.
And so it starts with us on our side of the deal, so to speak, to make sure that everybody's getting what they need. We can get a good idea. We can therefore put you out there where you're showing them houses in their price range.
So I send you that person,
Yep.
Mary's daughter. If she puts her foot on, the accelerator pretty good, what's the kind of turnaround time?
I mean, it can be as little as 15 minutes if it's a straightforward W-2 type of, situation, individual. We pull credit. We do a soft pull on the front end. But if it's clean and they get us the info that we need. I mean, anymore, our phones have like our pay stubs and such. For 1099 type of incomes, it's a little different.
Right.
But for most of us that are W-2, chances are our phones have a lot of the info. And if they can get that to us lickety-split, we can turn that in 10, 15 minutes.
Awesome.
But when they don't give us the documentation, and then you're saying,
Boomer.
boom, why aren't we, we talked to them last
Don't
night.
I go to the top of the list ever,
Yeah.
Boomer? No,
So
I don't.
We will get on it as quickly as we can. However, there are a lot of times where it's very vague. It's the old adage of garbage in, garbage out. If there's poor information inputted,
Right.
it's going to slow the process down. My teammates and I, it slows us down because then we've got to go back. Sometimes we're working with CPAs, we're trying to get docs, and
Yeah.
it slows things down. That's where the client's almost putting their foot on the brake as opposed to the accelerator.
Yeah.
Our job is to steer them and make sure they stay off the ditch or
Right.
on the road, out of the ditch.
And we're not trying to make it sound like it's a hard process
No.
because it's not.
No,
But
it's
it's
straightforward.
just imperative that we have that pre-qual letter.
Absolutely.
Then you get that to me. I'm able to see what kind of financing they have. I set up their search, and we go find them a house.
Yep.
Now, one thing that we do need to touch on, though, is once we get that pre-qual, is you're done spending pretty much, right? You pay your bills,
Yeah.
you buy your groceries, don't go buy a boat, don't get a new car, don't change jobs. right?
Highly discourage any change.
Yeah,
Don't take on new debt because we are dialing things in to maximize the purchasing power. Okay? Whether you use that purchasing power or not, that's up to the client.
And a lot of times people can afford a lot more than they're comfortable
Absolutely.
with. A lot
Yep.
of times,
Yep.
yeah.
We want to give you the best case scenario, and then you decide with the client where that sweet spot is. If
Yeah.
they're renting and they're really comfortable making that same payment that they are for rent, applying that forward to their mortgage and taxes and insurance, that's a really good indicator, not necessarily the actual dollar amount of the house.
Right, what they're comfortable with in their monthly
Yeah.
payment, yeah.
So we do not like to see new debt because that just
Oh, yeah.
it can
kill a
literally
deal.
ruin deals.
Yep. One time, I had the sweetest little couple that I had sold a house to, and it was closing day, and I saw on Facebook, she's like, "Oh, I'm so excited! We're going to buy furniture today." And I'm on the phone. I'm like, "You are not buying anything. When we close, you go buy any damn thing you want,
Yep.
within reason, of course. Me being always the mom, but it's like I have had it at closing, and banks randomly will pull your credit."
Yeah.
Before, right? Isn't there like so many that you
Yeah.
that it's a
Yep.
random pull? And if you've got new credit on there, it could mean the difference between you actually closing that deal or not. The other problem I've had this happen a couple times is at the closing table. One guy had quit his job that day, and the lender had to pull an income verification, and it was to take a better job.
Yeah.
We did not close, and we had to wait 3 months for him to be fully vetted at that job and on probation before we could close that loan. Needless to say, that was not a happy seller.
Sellers don't like that.
No.
Listing agents don't like that.
And buying agents don't like that either.
No.
But
No.
yeah, so yeah, once we do get to pre-qual, we like you to kind of stay the status quo.
Stay the status quo. Put off temptation on great deals on a jet ski or whatever. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. Yeah. Put that temptation on the side.
Let's
burner.
get the house.
What we got to go back to is when I'm talking with them in that initial consultation. What's the goal?
Right.
What's your goal? I think Lombardi said if somehow I'm not going to ruin it because I can't remember the
Oh,
exact
for
quote, but
God's
it's
sakes,
about
Boomer,
it's
what the
about
hell? Come on.
it's about when you see obstacles, you've essentially taken your eye off the goal.
Correct, yes.
And
Maybe you should
I'm
look
not
that
doing
up.
any
Maybe you
justice.
should look that up for
Yes.
next
Bad.
time. So if we're doing quotes, we can actually do the true quote.
name of the game is don't take your eye off the goal. Stay locked, stay loaded, no change.
Love it.
No new debts. Keep the job if you can.
Great. Awesome. So if you want to buy a house, you call me, Cathy Hoppo, 616-915-2890.
And Boomer Hoppo Independent Bank, 616-902-0796.
And if Boomer stays consistent, we may be back here next week. We'll see, Boom.
Wow.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to find a new recorder.
I am. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we're not doing vacations anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody have a great Wednesday.
See you later, everybody.
Bye.